David, I'm going to start with you. The goal of this webinar is not only to demonstrate a couple specific pieces of technology aimed at helping global COVID-19 response, but also talk about how governments and development organizations have a hand in designing and customizing them. In that sense, can you talk a little bit about Agile development and define exactly what that means and why it's important, especially now?
Thank you, Tim. Once again, welcome to the participants. Thank you for joining us today. Synergy. What we do is empowering impact-driven organizations. That's what you'll find on our website. We design software solutions, but in the process of designing them, we focus on why we do that, not so much on what we do. Of course, what we do is more than important, but however, understanding the reasons behind and the business processes and the needs of the client, government, organization, or foundation that you work for is critical to really design a solution that will help achieve the needs, achieve the goals, and then satisfy the needs of the partner, of the counterpart, or the partner organization. How Agile is integrated into our methodology, or maybe historically, it has been waterfall. As you probably know, in the software world, the large projects especially have been traditionally following the model of so-called waterfall development methodology, meaning you carry out the needs assessment, you carry out the requirement study, and then you design the large system in full, and then you proceed to implementing it. In the modern world, you do not have the luxury of time, especially in the current context of COVID-19 response. And even before COVID-19, more and more our client organizations have been moving towards, and our methodology has been driven by that need, moving towards Agile implementation. Agile, in principle, differs from waterfall or traditional hierarchical, or let's say, waterfall sequential methodology, in that you start small, but then you, through iterations of improvement, improve and excel your solution, addressing more and more needs of the specific within the specific objective or the scope of the software solution. That's probably an answer in short to your first question, Tim.
Great, thanks, David. COVID-19 has forced, David, this question is also for you. COVID-19 has forced many of us to work remotely, which poses significant coordination challenges for leaders trying to coordinate both social protection and pandemic response efforts. Can you talk a little bit about how the technology that we're going to see shortly can improve coordination and communication?
So Synergy has traditionally been in the world of designing coordination or aid coordination systems. So starting 15 years ago or even earlier, Synergy has been designing this type of database systems that track, that consolidate the data in one single repository that actually help both those in need and those who support the counterpart, like a recipient government or a specific organization, to have a centralized database of all the initiatives, activities, projects, programs, and the intended results. Without such a database in place, historically, many donors, even the government, different arms of the same government used to duplicate efforts or do things that did not really align with the long-term development strategy, or let's say the task force in case of a flash appeal. So a database system, a web-based MIS, Management Information System, that we'll also see during this webinar, a couple of examples, really helps all actors in the domain to have one single source of data, and also track the progress of implementation or the response, produce reports, produce different type of dashboards that help the executives and decision makers do, first of all, planning, and second, evaluation of the progress and results.
Great, thanks, David.